Yeah, Arian's good.
Sean Gregg TX with the cow. He says, just now tuning in, y'all talk about Rivers yet. The man is coming out of retirement to potentially play against the Seahawks Niners. Yeah, it's pathetic. I talked about it earlier. I think it's embarrassing. I think it's incompetent. And I think it's pathetic that they had a quarterback play on a broken fibula, traded their 2 first-round picks the next years without having a quarterback. And I think this is the laughing point of QB hell post Andrew Luck. So yeah, I did talk about it. I think it's pathetic. And I think if Jim Irsay were still alive, he'd be getting killed. But because his daughter puts on a nice designer outfit and some headphones, it's just being treated as like some sort of feel good story. I think it's terrible.
Boy, Chris Ballard is awful, man. He has just put that franchise on a treadmill of mediocrity.
Well, I mean, what were they supposed to do? Like quarterback, sometimes when you get in quarterback hell, you get in quarterback hell. They've just done a good job of making it worse.
I mean, they should have traded for Matthew Stafford a few years ago is what they should have done. They were in on that, and didn't give up the picks.
Yeah, I also think their karma's kind of worn down. I think that they were at some point they were like the football gods loved them so much, like at like an almost like a frustrating like all-time level where they blessed them with Peyton Manning, and then they shortly after that they had him so shitty that they blessed him with Andrew Luck, and then they basically just killed Andrew Luck and took him for granted. And then all of a sudden the football gods said, all right, that's enough of this. Y'all have kind of worn out your good nature. You got this guy basically having to eat all his meals out of a straw, and he's going to quit on y'all during the preseason, and y'all will be in football hell from here on out. So there you go. Take that. That's what happens when you don't count your blessings.
I didn't know you were going to go football gods punished them on him, but
they did.
I like it.
They did. Dude, he retired in the preseason at 29
Correct.
after they won a playoff game.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they could have gone and done a numerous different things than what they have done at quarterback. And they get what they deserve. And they should have fired Ballard years ago.
They should bring in Kyler Murray, though. I'm being serious.
They should bring in Kyler Murray. They should bring in a rookie mid-round guy. They should bring in a ton of guys.
Someone says Colts beat Chargers early, so they have a tiebreaker. They're not catching the Chargers.
Well, it doesn't matter because the Chargers have more wins than them.
Yeah, what does that got to do with anything? The Chargers, any chance at catching the Chargers, I think Jalen Hurts kind of screwed that one up yesterday.
Boy, what a disaster game he had.
God, man, I always root for the guy too, man. But he's
and Sirianni's a dumbass too.
Yeah, the Colts are a game behind the Chargers. They're not catching them. That's going to be a toughie for them.
And let's just in case it ends up this way, if there ends up as a 3-way tie between the Chargers, the Texans, and the Colts will be eliminated via tiebreaker against the Texans first. Yeah. So it won't matter. So the Colts victory over the Chargers,
Seahawks and the Niners the next 2 weeks. Like it's not, and both those teams need wins. It's not happening.
Yeah, the Colts are dead in the water.
They're done.
And hopefully 47-year-old Phillip Rivers beats the Jaguars.
Okay. That would be hilarious. By the way, how do you go a decade plus without winning in Jacksonville?
Oh, the Colts?
They've had some good teams too.
Mm-hmm.
They have not won in Jacksonville since 2014.
I mean,
how does that happen? That's just insane, isn't it? Like, it's one thing to say you haven't won in, I don't know, like
New England. You don't go there every year,
like something like that. Like, you literally get a crack every year at the Jags. The Jags have had the number 1 pick how many times in that stretch? 3 or 4, right? So they've been the worst team in the league 4 times. Correct. They've definitely had a top 5 pick at least 6, 7 times in that stretch. 2014 on. How many times?
I'm looking it up right now.
All right, how many times have they from 2014 to now? The Jags.
2014 they picked 3rd. 2015 they picked 3rd. 2016 they picked 5th. 2017 they picked 4th. 2018 they picked 29th.
Okay.
2019 they picked 7th. 2020 they picked 9th. 2021 they picked 1st. 2022 they picked 1st. 2023, they picked 27th, but they traded back.
Okay.
2024, they picked 23rd. And then 2025, they picked second, but they traded up.
Okay. So 6 times they've been one of the 5 worst teams in the league. 3 of those times the worst. And 8 times they've been one of the 10 worst teams in the league. And you haven't won there since 2014. That's crazy.
Well, I mean, yeah, Chris Ballard's friends with all these people in NFL media, so he gets to keep his job.
That's crazy.
Yeah, they'd be a totally different organization if they moved on from him a couple years ago.
Yeah, that's wild.